later on as an active participant in philosophical activities, secretary, national lecturer, international lecturer. There were about half a dozen Krishnamurti living at that time. So the famous one was always called Krishnamurti, the tradition in India. So we all dropped the Krishnamurti part of it and stuck to the initials, UG, KS, RB, TS, MC, like that. So it has,
the most famous one was J.
Krishnamurti, but you know, they always called him Krishna Ji, Gandhi Ji, like that. So we all dropped the Krishnamurti part, and then I decided to have only the Christ. Even my wife called me, my children called me, not because of any particular reason. In that part of India, the given name is more important than the family name. You know that Krishnamurti is my given name, it's not the family name. I don't even know where that village is, probably somewhere in Andhra Pradesh.
What was the Uppal?
Uppaluri.
In AP.
In Andhra Pradesh. Somewhere, there is a village. Somewhere near Vijayawada, I don't know.
So you were married at that time?
Yeah, why was I married? That was a long time ago. Yeah, I got to talk to my whatever, excuse me, the details you want to get about my, it's there in the book published by somebody. So, unless there is some context in which the subject of my marriage and other things.
It's all there in that.
You have seen that book, Mine in the Mist, and
have you seen it?
I didn't see that book, and you will find all the project details.
As a difference of your audience.
Yes.
So now you shuttle back.
So what I am emphasizing these days is that despite everything I did, you will find out what all I did. Whatever happened to me has happened. Everything is irrelevant from where I am today. And somebody wants to write, I had just signed a contract with Penguins to write my biography. And I'm asking him, what are you going to tell your readers? So probably only the Penguins will be benefited by publishing a book, the story of my life. So every event is an independent event, whether it is my life or your life or anybody's life. And we link up all those events and create a story. Actually, they're all events. Or you interpret events and build a philosophical structure of thought. So meeting, you see him, is like any other event in my life, or even meeting my wife, or meeting my Swiss friend who lived with me for 21 years. It was just an event, but she played a tremendous part, or role, or whatever word you want to use in my life, you see. And now she's 89 years old, she lives in Bangalore. She is suffering from Alzheimer's disease, what you call sort of the memory is gone, the memory identity is destroyed. That is wrong, all that is irrelevant.
Same has been any business also?
Yes, we see, and Radha Krishnan,
Yes.
it is not recognized in those children.
And
So what I am
again, Krishnamurti is hosted here, Ramarao, this is, it happens with that also.
all of them, not only that, that is the
Right, sir.
that is the fate of mankind. You see, they think that I am singing a blues song. And the end product of culture is that. You see, now you may have read in the Newsweek and the Time magazine that one in every in the age group of 80 is suffering from that Alzheimer's disease. Your mind and identity is completely and totally lost. And so between 60 and 80 group 1 in 3. And it is hitting the younger and younger people. And in England, 600,000 people are suffering from this Alzheimer's disease. And even, I think 2 or 3 Nobel laureates have lost their memory. So we have to pay a tremendous price for maintaining this identity, which is so important to us. This identity means that you are separate from the totality of things. I don't know if I make myself very clear. The constant use of memory is responsible for destroying what you call mind and your identity. Huh? So nature takes such a long time, you know, but no power in the world can stop that kind of activity. Nature is not interested in the human species at all, you know, and we have arrived at a point where there is nothing that you can do to reverse this. You may not agree with me, I don't care, this is your point of view. And if you say that this is my point of view, what about you? Yours also is a point of view. And so, but I have to emphasize that humanity has arrived at a point where there is nothing it can do to reverse the whole thing. How long it will survive is anybody's guess. The whole thing has arisen from the assumption that the human species is created for a grander purpose other than the species on this planet. No. That's the first assumption.
Yes.
And when once assumption on the part of mankind, somewhere along the line, I don't even know if there is any such thing as evolution. Regardless of what they say and emphasize, what data they have collected, it is questionable that there is such a thing as evolution at all. If there is an evolution, is there any power that is shaping the destiny of mankind? Mankind is anybody's guess, you know. So somewhere along the line, you see, this self-consciousness occurred in the human species. Why? It is not for me to speculate. It occurred and that separated the human species from the rest of the species on this planet. So the assumption that, you know, you all sing the song, Manava Janma Durlabha.
Shankara downwards.
Everybody said that, you see, and the Bible says that the whole thing is created for the benefit of mankind. You see, that is the reason why you are responsible for the ecological problems, the pollution of air, the pollution of water. Because you think you have a right to use everything that is there in the nature for your benefit, right? And you are talking of the rainforest there in Brazil. And those people cannot need homes there, cannot destroy the whole range of rainforest there. What about these timber lords who are destroying those forests there? Once those forests are destroyed, it will change the whole pattern of weather. So it is not that you and I individually can do anything. It is the governments that are involved, and they are not interested in that at all. You see, you know. People ask me, what are you doing for ecology? My standard answer is to shoot all those ecology on-site and at-site. You create an organization, you become the president, vice president, collect money, and most of it is spent on your travels, giving lectures on ecology, but you see, there is nothing that you can do about it. It involves millions and millions and millions of dollars. Actually, I don't have shares in the general market. General Motors or Ford or any such company. I'm only interested in my dividends. I don't give a damn whether this exhaust fumes pollute this country can pollute the atmosphere. I'm only interested in my dividends. So General Motors, they are not going to spend money to purify the exhaust fumes. What about the planes that are flying? So it is not an easy problem. It is easy to talk and have a minister there. I don't know who is the minister. Minister of Ecology and all that. They are not going to spend money. I don't know if you are beautiful girls. I am not interested in any individual. The whole system is involved in that. And it's not an easy thing. It requires millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. But if mankind is not important, then even the whole system destroys itself, how does it matter?
Certainly it doesn't matter, but what is it that you are doing to save mankind, you see. Are you really interested in mankind? That is my question.
So you say that nature is not interested in mankind.
Human species as such, you see. The mankind, I don't know. Mankind, womankind, childkind, you see.
It includes all species.
You see, the species. Species I am talking
Yes.
about. So you are no more important, you are no more grander than the mosquito that is sucking your blood. Are we ready to accept that? So what is responsible for the tragedy is the self-consciousness I referred to that occurred somewhere during the course of evolution, and there is nothing that you can do to change the course of events. So it was there the thought, you see, also was born, you see. So it is that invented everything, the religious thinking of man, God, you see, and all the other variations. God went out of my system when I was 7 years old. But yet, you see, the variations of that, enlightenment, you see, permanent bliss, permanent happiness, all that those religious people talking about carried on, that's the word anyway, that's so it went on and on and on.
In your life also?
In my life, in everybody's life, you see. So it is not enlightenment, it is not moksha, liberation, and it is not self-realization, it is not God-realization, but what every human being is interested in is permanent happiness, permanent pleasure. You see, all these that are born out of the religious thinking, or you see the ultimate pleasure, that is what you see the people are interested. That is what you see the religious people are selling this shoddy piece of
Then the focal point.
and telling you that we have answers for that, and you can be permanently happy and you can have permanent pleasure. They are all things that, sorry to say that selling Buddha, selling meditation techniques, selling yoga, it doesn't work. That's all that I am saying. If, as you say, you listen to Krishnamurti for 30 years,
Yes, not that.
more than 30 years, why are you here?
Same as
Exactly, you are no different from, I'm sorry, I'm not
I'm correct.
I'm not saying anything against you as
I accept.
You see, you are repeating those words and those phrases, which are empty words and empty phrases. You are no different from those people who
No.
chant every day. They quote Bible, you quote Krishnamurti, somebody else quotes Bhagavad Gita, somebody else quotes Quran, somebody else quotes God knows.
And where I was,
It has not helped you.
No.
Why do you still have faith in that? It has not worked because you are living in. I am not saying
No.
because you have to
Yes.
sit here and talking about you. You know? What you are left with is empty words and empty phrases. And that gives you hope. You see, live in hope and die in hope. So we have come to a point where the mankind, humanity, or whatever you want to word you want.
We have come to a point where we have to ask questions.
Questions which we were not ready to ask. You see, we took the answers given by the sages, saints, and saviors of mankind as valid and true, but they don't work. That's all that I am saying. So why don't we question the answers? Because all the questions which we are asking, we already have the answers, and the questions are born out of the answers we already have. You understand? So they are not the answers. If they were the answers, why would we still be asking these questions? You know? So you see, you cannot separate politics from religion. You see what is going on there in the minds of the people. The political consciousness is tremendously important. When once you create this policy, religious man is not ready to take his back seat and forget about what harm he did. So all the political institutions, all the political ideologies that we have today are the worthy outgrowths of the religious thinking of man. It's not a question of condemning religion, you see. So whatever political systems we are involved with today, they are the worthy outgrowths of the religious thinking of man. Even your legal structure today is born out of the ethical scopes of your conduct. The policeman failed there inside of you, so you have created a policeman outside there. That policeman can be corrupted. I'm not referring to any particular. You know, what makes you think that the politicians can solve the problems of the world? What makes you think that they can? You have placed them in the seat of power. Then once they are in the seat of power, you give them instruments of destruction. They share power. You see, you will be tolerated as long as you are not a threat to the state. People talk of freedom in America. There is no freedom there in the United States. As long as you are not a threat, you are tolerated. You can sit here and make fun of Reagan, you will make fun of somebody else there. But when once you become a threat, you will be liquidated just like that. So that is the reason why I say there is no freedom in America, there is no communism in Russia, there is no spirituality in this country. You all talk and talk and talk. You are all proud of the great heritage of India. If that heritage of India has produced people like this today, something is wrong with that heritage. So why you want to talk of Ramarajya today? Even politicians use them, you see, as a means of exploitation. Gullible souls like me who believe that Rama was a great thing, that there was a Ramarajya one. And you give your oaths and put them there. What is the heritage you are talking about? The great heritage of India. How can that great heritage of India, which emphasizes oneness of life and unity of life, tolerate hunger, starvation in this country? I want to know. Don't ask me, I'm not working for that country, so I won't touch that at all. I won't touch that at all. It's for you. You have put them there in the seat of power. If they don't, throw them out. That's your problem. It's not my problem. I never believe what they say. Do you think I believe in what is written here? We have tremendous faith in the printed word. Anything that is printed, you see, we swallow.
Not that much now. Let's continue with that. At one place you said that most human beings do want permanent happiness and religion exploit that.
The religion exploits the permanent happiness, permanent pleasure.
Right.
You see? So all those things, God is an extension of the demand for permanent pleasure. You see, if you say that God is irrelevant, I say God is irrelevant. It does not mean that I'm an atheist. I will not go around burning all the religious books, destroying temples and churches. It really does not mean that. You see, we have used God to exploit, to kill millions and millions and millions of people. You may talk of love thy neighbor as thyself. In the name of love thy neighbor as thyself, you have killed and destroyed life, property, children, men, women, children, more than this recent war against you. How can you justify that? It's not that I'm only asking questions which every individual has to ask this question and find that the answers given by the sages, saints and saviors of mankind are not the answers at all.
So is this desire for permanent happiness also, is it natural or is it superimposed or conditioned?
It is the cultural input there. As far as the living organism is concerned, it is neither interested in pleasure or pain. You see, the moment you separate yourself from any sensation that is there and call that a pleasurable sensation, the demand to keep that last longer goes with it. You see, what the problem is there, all sensations, as far as this living organism is concerned, are short-lived. So the moment you separate yourself and tell yourself that is a pleasurable sensation,
to continue,
the demand to continue, that also goes with it. You see, this organism is interested in its sensitivity, maintaining its, not the sensitivity of your mind and all that stuff and nonsense. Sensitivity of the nervous system,
yes.
Sensitivity of the perception, sensitivity of the sensory organ. That is all it is interested in.
Yes.
So it is destroyed by keeping that going keeping that, you see, sensation lasts longer. So it is rejecting what you call a pleasurable sensation, so that is a pain for this. That's all. So it is just not possible to have that permanent pleasure and permanent happiness. So all those people who are selling all these shoddy piece of meditation, yoga, and say what have you, they are disturbing the chemistry of this body. Meditation does more harm to this system than drink, than alcohol, all kinds of smoking. There is something that you can do to free this body from, you see, the alcohol and the...
But again, on the other hand, pain is not tolerable. Suppose the
physical pain is not tolerable, take something and be rid of this pain. There is a doctor to help you, but there is no special charm in enduring pain for spiritual reasons. There is nothing spiritual, this is masochism. And the religion, I don't mean you. There is reincarnation for those who believe in it. There is reincarnation for those who do not believe in it.
So all this time you are negating what others are saying or have said or other people's
Positive things you want.
Yeah. So what is
What is
according
the
to
answer?
the
You have to find out the answer. Any answer I give will become part of that, and then the exploitation will continue. That's all. I want you to ask these questions and find the answers for yourself. You see, I am lucky in the sense that, you see, I am thrown off the tiger. As long as you are riding the tiger, you want to get off because it is a very tiring thing to keep riding. But once you are thrown off the tiger, the problem is solved. The fear of jumping off the tiger is there because you think that the tiger will gobble you. So you have to keep riding. Then once you are thrown off the tiger, this is a manner of putting things. Actually, you are not. I am not thrown off the tiger, but the riding the tiger eternally, if I may use that word, forever, does not frighten me. So I am not in conflict with the society at all. You are all in conflict with the society because you are trying to bring about a change in you. When once the demand to bring about a change is not there, the demand to change the world also is not there. You see, you know that there is nothing permanent in you. You have seen everything coming to an end. So you project, extend this on mankind. You see, mankind should be permanent. Humanity should be permanent. But actually, you are not interested in that at all. I don't know. You see, why people are asking me why you have suddenly become gone public. They are asking me. I never said gone public. Why? You see, I have been talking to the people like this, whoever came to see me. But by continuing to do this kind of a thing, I am giving them the feeling that, you see, what I have come into is no different from what the other teachers found for themselves. We call it enlightenment, self-realization, or whatever you want. But what I have come into, if I may put it that way, has no religious content in it at all. It has no mystical overtones or undertones or any tones for that matter. So those who come around, if he is a religious man, he said a while ago, you are saying the same thing as you. And I said, look, it doesn't matter.
Because even he didn't have any religious or mystical overtones.
But he created an organization. He talked of bringing about a transformation, radical transformation, a mutation of mind. I am saying that there is no such thing as mind at all. And all the talk of bringing about a radical mutation is bullshit. It's guff and nonsense. You see, there is nothing there to be transformed. This is what I have found.
Even he didn't have any religious or mystical overtones.
But he created an organization. You see, he talked of bringing about a transformation, radical transformation, a mutation of mind. I am saying that there is no such thing as mind at all. And all the talk of bringing about a radical mutation is bullshit. It's guff and nonsense. You see, there is nothing there to be transformed. This is what I have found. You know? So when once that is a fact, all these talks of radical transformation has no meaning at all. So what
He also talked of
it means?
nothingness, he also talked of nothingness.
But how can you talk of nothingness and with tremendous philosophical structure on that the void, the nothingness, you see the emptiness? You see the fact that you are talking about nothingness means that this structure which is interested in experiencing that nothingness is very much there. Those people who come and tell me, I was in a thoughtless state. How do you know that you were in a thoughtless state? The thought was very much there.
Yes. The test is there.
You can do. Collective action means war. I have the answers for the solutions and you have the answers for the solution. Take for example, the two systems, political systems, rival systems that are there in the world. The Western democracy, the freedom and all that kind of stuff, and the communism on the other side. They have both been telling us that if the world followed our system, political ideology, the problem of starvation will continue. And these people are telling the same story. To solve the problem of starvation, these two superpowers end up in a battlefield and destroy life and property. The starvation is still there. Why is it? Why is there starvation in the United States, the world's richest country? How can you justify that either in the name of religion, or in the name of democracy, or in the name of freedom? There is no justification for you to say, we haven't had enough time. You see, in this country, 42 years this country has been a free country. You know? How can you just... They created a mess for us, you know. You don't expect saintly deeds from the politicians. And so that is all that they can do. It is not they. It is the whole system that is corrupt. He will be corrupted. You know? So why talk against corruption? Now, I am not condoning corruption. You don't know. The corruption there in the West, especially in the United States, is on gigantic scale. Not petty corruption, you see, that we have in this country. You know? Why? It's not going to disappear. You can't wish it away. So why are we condemning corruption? Yesterday, the Patriot man was here, you asked me something, you said, corruption and all that kind of thing. I am not condoning corruption. Please don't get me wrong. The system is corrupt. The religious thinking of man corrupted the human mind. I'm not anti-religious, you see. So any teacher that comes and tells that you can change something is adding to that momentum. So the world has got to be saved from the saviors of mankind.
But
That's all I know. All right, may I answer that question? I purposely avoided that question. Yesterday somebody asked me, you can put it there. This is my answer to that. You see, I don't know, I haven't seen her, I haven't met her for a long time. And there is one Bhagwan there in Pune, who was there in the United States. He's telling the white world that Reagan and the Attorney General of the United States poisoned his food. Why do you swallow that kind of a thing? And if this woman says, a helpless woman says, that Amitabh Bachchan is poisoning her food, what is the difference between the two? Why do you condemn her and call her a madman? Why don't you call her a madman and put him in the loony bin where he will sing the loony tunes and loony melodies?
so you are saying that she is not...
I'm not saying, but why do you tolerate that kind of a thing? Huh? He's an enlightened man. He's a God man. And he's telling the whole wide world. What makes you think that Reagan is interested in poisoning his food? He's a madman. Now, I don't condemn anybody. Now that you have brought up this subject, he gave me 4 lectures against me when all these movie stars walked out of him. He walked out on him or whatever. So, why do you follow it? Why do you dictate? Why to that kind of a thing? But why do you condemn this poor woman and call her a mad woman? Huh? Both are in the same frame of mind. Huh? That's why I answered. I don't know. I haven't seen her. I haven't met her. I haven't even heard of her. I can't say that because when I was in Bombay, her secretary called me.
She looks horrible.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's become very, very plump.
Yeah. Then, here's this mad world. It is indeed a mad world.
She issued a 1,000-word
1,500
statement, which is all about incompetent.
And why is the press exploiting it? Put that there. Why is the press exploiting the plight of that woman? I want to know. Whether you are going to sell all these books and all these papers. I haven't met her, so I can't say anything.
No, but at one point of time she was
with me.
Yeah.
Yes, and she said something there in the paper that I'm the only enlightened spiritual man in the whole world. You think I take it as a compliment? No. No, that was a long time ago, 5 years ago. She stayed with me in the United States, she stayed with me in India. She was a sweet little girl, but unfortunate.
What did it mean?
When you asked me about Praveen Bobby, you said that question is inevitable. I haven't seen her, I haven't heard from her or even heard of
He
her.
has another line which we tell you, Rajneesh gave a discourse.
No, I said that Rajneesh says that President Reagan and Attorney General of the United States poisoned their food. Why don't you call that madman a madman? Huh? And why this poor girl is harassed by the press? Huh? I want to know.
You have a soft corner for her.
I don't have any soft corner for her. You see, the press has no business you see, to exploit the situation of that woman. That's all that I'm saying.
But she is issuing a statement herself.
You wanted it, mutual exploitation.
But I think even Mahesh Bhatt ranted against you at one point of time.
You should ask him.
When was it? I don't
In some films I think before.
Who, Mahesh?
I don't think so.
He is Lakshman Rekha, he puts, he doesn't
Anyway, these are.
Does he still meet you, Mahesh Bhatt?
Mahesh Bhatt is always with me. He's writing articles. Sunday Observer carried a piece on me, written by Mahesh Bhatt. You are not a nice man. That's enough. So what kind of a magazine it is? Sunday magazine?
Yes.
Can you make any honest effort? You see. And so you may have sick and tired of this fellow. So you are looking for a new subject. Right. Huh?
Right.
You see, this is not a motiveless thing that I am doing. My motive is to use you to express myself in a different way. A religious man comes and talks to me and he thinks I am saying the same thing as Krishnamurti. You see, I have failed so far to give a feel of it, you see, to the people who have come to see me. And so those people, I don't know how religious you are, see, but anyway, you are not here to get anything from me. So I want, you see, to use that medium to put across to the reader that this has absolutely no religious content, what I have stumbled into, what I have. If it fails, it fails. You see, I am not interested in freeing anybody from any guru, from anything they want to. It's an unnecessary extra baggage for me. I don't want. So there is no point in my trying to tell the world that you are in a sorry state of affairs. They are not going to listen to me either. As long as I am not a threat, you see, they will tolerate. The moment I become a threat, they will find some way of liquidating it. I am not interested. They say, don't talk, I don't talk. I am not a martyr. I am not interested in martyrdom at all. You see, if any opportunity arises, this is what I have come into, and we are heading in a very disastrous way. It's for you to say the situation is. That's all.
I attended I listened to the interview you gave to Rajiv Mehra. Again, there the feeling was that you go around in circles and circles. Difficult to pinpoint what you are saying or what your message is.
You see, it all depends upon you, what you bring out of me. I'm not blaming you, please don't get me wrong. There are so many interviews in American TV. So,
No, what he says is, you are running around in circles.
what circle?
He is not running around.
You see, what I'm saying is not a logically ascertained premise.
Yeah.
That's all. You see, that is, I am
You
not.
mean to say, what is the source of his statement?
No, not this source.
Not the source, but what he actually is saying or what his message is, or if he is saying anything.
No, I'm saying a lot.
Depends for you what questions you
I'm
ask.
saying a lot here. You can't say that I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing out the absurdity of your trying to solve your problems through the help of those people who are selling the shoddy piece of goods in the marketplace. If you want to live in hope and die in hope, it is your privilege. I am not here to save you from any harm. That's all. So, this is not something that is born out of the logical thinking. So, you see, what I am trying to say is undermining your logic there, your tremendous faith in logic as the instrument of understanding a thing. You understand that? You see, that is really the problem there. You know, you may have faith in logic, but logic is the instrument of power for you. You use that as an instrument of power to convey something and to win somebody over to your point of view. I am saying that I have no point of view, and what is your point of view? You say life is run on logic. You are kidding yourself. Life is not run on logic. Whoever talked of rationality, and man is a rational being, made the most absurd and irrational statements. I don't see any rationality in your life. I don't see any logic in your life. And why you are telling yourself and telling me that the life is run on logic? I want to know.
What's your problem?
My problem is that you are most illogical and absurd. To tell me that life is run on logic. Thank you, that's enough I think. I wish you would...
You can go on, sir. What is
I can go on, he can go on, that's enough. That's enough. Put up something very interesting there. Why, he writes like this, the film script, frames and then flashback.
I like that.
Yeah, because you see, there is no point. If you want to live in hope and die in hope, it will be your privilege. And I don't want to take away that hope from you. And I don't have any illusion that I will succeed. Thank you, sir.